part. So this is going to be part 2, which is going to be episodes 3 and 4. So welcome to part 2. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it, do it. All right. Episode 3. This is going to be long, y'all. It's going to be long. It's going to be long, y'all. Oh my God. I'm going to try and get through this really quickly. Episode 3 is called Forces of Nature. And I love the fact that we immediately went from the kiss to the dream kiss. And I said that the garden scene, the second garden scene that we saw, the picture of the smoke and the fog, that was going to be a dream that Colin was having after having his kiss with Penelope. I said this. Didn't I say this? I said this. And it's basically, I love the fact that in the dream, Colin basically spoke again his true feelings. He couldn't eat, he couldn't speak, he could barely sleep because all he could think about was her. And in his dream, he dreamed her saying, I feel the same way. So subconsciously, Colin knew how he felt about her. He just didn't know how to put how he felt about her in words. And I don't remember whether or not he had a dream about her in the book or not, but I love the way that they did that. And their dream kiss, dare I say, was a little better than the real one. Like, the real kiss was bittersweet, but that dream kiss, oh, it was everything. And him waking up, oh, yes. And I love the awkward exchange he had with his family afterwards. They was like, you all right? He was like, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And Hyacinth was doing what Hyacinth does. I love this new trope we have with Hyacinth pointing out the main character's love interest. And he was like, yeah, because Penelope is a very good friend of the family, an acquaintance. And everybody was like, okay, congratulations. I love the fact that Eloise went and checked on Penn. What I found funny was Penn had been in her room for like a week and some change. And she came out there and, the girls was talking about getting pregnant and stuff. And Penelope was like, how do you even know they gonna have boys, mama? And Portia said, you been up in your goddamn room for a week and this the first thing you say to me when you come out? She didn't say it like that, but that's the way she was saying it. And so Farley said, Miss Penelope, you got a visitor. And everybody was looking like, bitch, who came to see Penelope? And then we was like, well, who came to see Penelope? And it's Eloise. And I love the fact that Eloise checked on her and basically was like, it's not fun when Lady Whistledown writes such things about you, ain't it? She was like, no, it's not. And I love the fact that she said, but she was kind of harsh. And Penelope was like, well, it would have been suspicious had she not wrote about it. And I love the fact that the code word was, it's suspicious. Like, basically, I felt like they had her say that as a way of her, in a way, subconsciously letting it be known, if I don't talk about myself, y'all gonna put 2 and 2 together, okay? We can't have that. But I love the fact that, Eloise apologized and basically said, it wasn't my intention. And Penelope was like, I wouldn't have felt no type of way. Even if, you did it intentionally, like on purpose or whatever. And so, she invited her in and, Eloise was like, no, I'm going to meet friends. But I do wish you the best in your search for a husband. However it may come about, I do wish you the best. And like that scene, the first time I watched it, it got me. It got me. A thug almost cried. What else? The conversation by the tree was so awkward, y'all, and so funny. And I love that it was very rom-com coded, which how it's like the main characters, they have this awkward moment after they like have sex or something, and now it's weird, and like that's kind of like the Regency version of after you have sex with your friend and now it's weird. So like that's what that was. And so it was weird because now the person who wasn't like into the other person now is into them, and the other person, while they still technically have feelings, they're in the process of not having those feelings any longer. And so I very much love the conversation under the tree. And Colin was like, hey, and wait, why we not? And it was very weird and awkward, and I loved it because that's very rom-comish. And I love the fact that they incorporated more comedy this season, because yes, there's drama, but it was meant to be balanced out by the funny. And I loved it because they didn't technically have, like, I heard somebody talk about how, like, with Eloise, like with last season with like Anthony and Kate and the whole Portia Prudence situation, like we don't technically have one of that this season. So I like the fact that they added more comedy to balance that out. Lord Devlin having feelings for Penn, he's really pursuing Penn and talking to her and including her in a lot of things. I liked it that. That whole conversation between the girls um and Penn and Lord Devlin and Kirsten was talking about her favorite bird, and Eloise said it, and Penelope and Eloise looked at each other, and that shit was funny. Because even though like they still beef and they still have that silent friendship conversation, and I loved it. When Colin and Penelope had their check-in by the cake stand, and she was eating a cake or whatever, and I love the fact that Colin was very much still testing the waters about what's going on with Penelope, and she was like, Lord Devlin, he interested. And Colin was like, oh yeah. She was like, yeah. Colin was like, do you have attached feelings to him? She was like, no, but he not a bad looking guy, whatever. She was sitting up there licking the icing off her fingers, and baby, I just know Colin wanted to take one of her fingers and lick it. I felt it. I felt it deep down inside. He wanted to be a finger, to lick a finger. Colin a freak. I love every moment of it, okay? She was like, what's the matter? I got some sugar on my face. He was like, nope. You got it. Yep. You got it. Yep, you got it, friend. And the fact that he even bought one of the little cupcakes, ate himself and licked his own finger, I was like, whew, child. Can we talk about Colin saving his future wife? Now, a lot of people thought Gregory got hurt in the balloon and that he was saving Gregory. We find out that Gregory fell off the roof trying to see the balloon flying, and that's how he broke his arm. Actuality, Colin was saving Penelope. This was another way to show that his feelings for her were stronger than he wanted to let on or could even speak. And I love the fact that, how in older seasons, the other seasons, we would see her, I'm gonna have to break this down into two separate videos. I already see this now. So how she would be looking for him and always have her eyes on him. He was very much keeping good close eyes on her over there talking to Lord Devlin with Eloise and Cressida, and like he was seething. And when he asked his two whack homeboys, like, what y'all think about that Lord Devlin man? He weird, ain't it? And they're like, I mean, he got enough money to be weird. I mean, like, he got money. Shit, he could be as weird as he want to be for it. We ain't stunned that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Colin was a big hater. Like, Colin was hating big time. And I loved everything about it. I love the fact that I feel like a lot of people felt like Colin didn't sweat enough. But the fact that he liked her, didn't know how to express that like, and she was literally in the phases of moving on. Like, she wasn't stunting him. Like, she was stunting him down bad in season 1 and 2. She was stunting him down bad in season 1. But, like, That girl wasn't stunting Colin, and I lived for that. That was what we wanted. For her not to pay. Colin, ain't nobody checking for you. Ain't nobody checking for you. She was not checking for him, okay? I mean, outside of the first 2 episodes, but after that, that girl wasn't checking for him. What else? The balloon scene. So when Colin goes to stop the balloon, I feel like they could have had it to where the rope was probably a little further, and they could have had it to where the balloon thing, I feel like they could have had it to where like the balloon was in the air and it was real like wonky with the wind. I feel like they had the wind doing what it was supposed to, but I feel like they should have had it to where it was a little more bumpy, a little more shaky. I don't know how that would have looked on camera or with the stunt people, whatever. But the way he grabbed that rope, I did not care for that. Now when he was up there, help me, he ho, I was like, ooh, Colin, you love her, you really do. You trying to save her life and stuff. Now what I am gonna say is I like the fact that everybody ran the fuck off and poor Penelope was standing like a deer headlights and know what to do. She chunky and short. She got little legs. Okay, she can't run that far. Shit. Now I do feel like when she tripped, they should have had a pillow on the thing. I feel like it should have had like 2 pillows, like one on either side. And I feel like her tripping over the pillow would have made it a little better for the thing trying to get her versus her just tripping and falling over basically nothing. Like, yeah. So I don't know who was in charge of that, but a pillow should have been there for her to trip and fall over. Just a little tidbit. I do feel like Cressida probably would have been a better match for Lord Dublin, just simply because of the conversation about like their families and stuff, and neither one of them really care for their families. So yeah. Cressida's parents are aggy as fuck. Like her mama basically telling her like, girl, your daddy basically out here in these streets want us to basically wear the same clothes on over and over again. He, trying to not give us a good allowance and shit. The daddy aggy. The race towards Lord Dublin at the Inventors Ball was very funny and very rom-com coded. Like it was really funny. I really liked and enjoyed that. Baby Francesca is an escape artist. Okay, one thing about Francesca Bridgerton, she gonna get the fuck out of Dodge. Okay, the Marquise man that the Queen introduced her to sitting there talking about, yeah, girl, I got 7 siblings too, and I want to have about a good 7 to 8 children. And Francesca said, will you excuse me for a minute, Lord Sherman Madami, or whatever his name was? And baby, she got the fuck out of Dodge before her mama could see her. Cause what? Sir, I just told you when I be over there with my family, they be bothering my fucking spirits. And in your mind, you heard that I want to have 7 to 8. What? Baby, Francesca got the fuck out of Dodge, okay? That's very much on brand with Francesca from the book. Read her book. For a lot of you who didn't understand her, read her book. Can we talk about Lord Anderson being fine for a minute? Like, hello, Lord Anderson. Like, listen, outside of the fact that I like that man's voice, okay, I really like Lord Anderson. I really do. And I feel like he might have been talking in a semi-American accent. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Did y'all hear it? I kind of heard it. Girl, can we talk about John Sterling? Hello, Lord of Kilmartin. Like, when he came outside and just stood there in silence with Francesca, and Francesca said, listen, I immediately started singing Jasmine Sullivan. How I go? I think I might have found the love of my life. That's right. More and more. Like, that's basically what Francesca was doing. The conversation Colin and Violet had when he asked her about the friendship, right? It was a call back to the conversation that Violet had with Daphne season 1 about making sure that, or was it in season 2? She had a conversation in season 1 or 2 where she was talking about the greatest foundation for your relationship is being friendship. And I love the fact that as Colin was basically asking her this, he looked at Penelope and Violet followed his eyes. And she was like, yeah, if that's what Francesca wants, hopefully she can voice her feelings or whatever. So I loved everything about that. And of course, we got to see that Colin very much so wanted to tell Penelope how he felt. We saw Violet off in the corner looking. I was like, yeah, Violet friend. So very much so. Violet was rooting for them. Okay, and so the way episode 3 ended, I was like, Colin, you gonna tell her how you feel, friend? Episode 4 is when we get into the meat and the potatoes. Okay. Episode 4 is called Old Friends, and so Portia is a hater, low key. Oh, I mean, outside of Portia being a hater, them damn kids is a hater. Because Philippa was like, girl, am I hallucinating? And she was like, no, you're not hallucinating. Lord Devlin over there dancing with your sister. And we find out that Philippa basically pregnant. Now, I feel like that potion Varley gave to the girls might have been like a pheromone type situation to make their husbands want to hunch on them. But nonetheless. So, episode 4 is called Old Friends. Portia's low-key a hater because she called her other 2 daughters over there when Lord Devlin came over there to talk to Penelope. But what made her the biggest hater is when she said, I'm just so glad you're here. She could get her nose out that window. Why is she telling this girl's business? Like, you want her to be a spinster. You want her to be over here sitting in the house with you. And that's not what that girl wants. She don't want to be in the house with your ass. Just a hater. The fact that Lady Danbury brother was in there telling jokes and shit, she didn't find nothing funny. She was like, yeah, anyway. So why are you here? I need you to go about your business or something and get away from me. Like, why are you here, friend? I ain't got time for that. Like, please get away from me. Thank you. She's sick of him. She ready for him to go back to wherever the fuck he came from. Okay? Lady Danbury is sick of him. Sick of him. I'ma just say it. Benedict's little side story with Lady Tilly, y'all could have kept that. Y'all could have kept that shit to yourself. You could have kept that shit to yourself. You could have kept that shit to yourself. You could have kept that shit to yourself. Okay? Queen Charlotte and Brimsley's relationship is funny because when he was sitting there reading, the lady was so down and she said, you can see that from over here with your ass. He said it takes practice. And then they said something about pairing up Francesca with the Marquise. And she said, Brimsley, go and take 2 steps back because you can read me too well. That was so funny and cute. I love the fact that after what happened to Queen Charlotte, they're giving Brimsley and Charlotte a better friendship arc. And I love that. I love that a lot. When John came over to the house and sat with Francesca in silence, Violet, Hyacinth, and Gregory was confused. They was like, bitch, why they not talking? And Eloise said, girl, you mean to tell me I could have found somebody like him who could have just came over here and sat there and shut the fuck up and not say nothing to me? Girl, wait, they got more of him. If this would have sufficed of a marriage, I take one of them who will shut the fuck up and not say nothing to me. I take one of them. It was also funny when John came over there, Eloise hid behind Gregory. She was like, what else? But John and Francesca sitting in silence, I thought was beautiful and sweet. And it very much went with the fact that, Francesca, I do believe, is autistic and introverted. Francesca in love with that man. Now, when the actual Lord Shormadami or whatever his name is, y'all, came over there, baby Francesca looked like she was low key mad. She was like, I low key didn't want you to show up, friend. Why is you here? Colin decided to go and clear his mind down there at the brothel again. And Frank couldn't even get down with the get down. He couldn't hunch them two heifers, probably because they wasn't them first two little thickums that almost made him late with his first little outing with Penelope. And they was like, well, fine, you already paid, so can we hunch each other? He was like, well, shit, do what you want to do, Frank. But, baby, that kiss had Colin down bad. You hear me? He couldn't even get down. Get down. Chris and the daddy is Aggie. Then I'm good. Like, he is Aggie. Then Ucka. Like, he Aggie as shit. Like, Eloise come over there to see his friend, and Mama was like, it's calling hours. And I'm like, that house is just dreary. So the mama basically go tell Eloise, and the daddy come in there and said, you have a good day, Eloise. And so Eloise standing in the hallway. He said, I don't want you hanging out with that Bridgerton girl no more. And I think it more so has to do with, you know, the shit that happened last season. And the fact that Eloise don't want no husband. And they trying to get this heifer married the fuck off. I also help him up out of here because I'm sick of him. All the lords down there at Will's bar, they is aggravated because now they don't want this man to run his bar that he worked hard for. Just because y'all don't got shit to do with yourselves and y'all be bored and this why y'all like Lady Whistle now ain't got shit to do with him. Mind y'all motherfucking business, bitch. Once again, Portia is Aggie because Penelope was reading a book at the library, and she was like, no, girl, let that man do that. And she was like, bitch, get out of my face. So, of course, you know, Lord Dublin basically pre-proposes to Penelope and basically asks her, let's say somebody wanted to propose. How would they go about doing that? And she was like, well, you have to probably talk to my mama. And so I was like, Lord, here we go. But yeah, Portia's Aggie. Violet is the MVP. So, Portia's also Aggie by, you know, basically telling Penelope, like, look, girl, that man want to marry you. He gonna let you run his estate. He gonna be gone, do what he want to do, girl. We gonna have influence because he's a lord. He got buku money. And Penelope was like, well, what if I want to marry for love? Her mama said, girl, you was stupid. Love. And I saw somebody was like, when Portia, when that scene came, they thought about Bernadette Peters from Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Falling in love with love is what is it? Falling in love with love is falling for make-believe. Bump, bump. Falling in love with love is playing a fool. I fell in love with everlasting, but love fell out with me. Listen, y'all know I love that Cinderella. So I was like, yes, she very much does give the evil stepmother vibes. Shout out to Bernadette Peters. I love her. But like I was saying, Violet is the real MVP of this episode, honey, because Colin had got drunk down there at the bar with his friends, and everybody want to talk about Hunter. And Colin was like, y'all don't ever get tired and lonely? If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, boy. Listen, baby, Colin had got drunk and went home and just realized, I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't want to be out in the street acting like I don't want to be at home laid up with my old lady. That's not for me, friend. The streets ain't for me. It was fun, but it ain't for me. So, you know, everybody get dressed to go to the ball the queen having. And Colin come downstairs. He was like, look here, ma, I ain't going. And Violet said, so that was you I heard coming in here last night sounding like that. And, you know, he caught a little attitude with her. He was like, I'm sorry. She was like, look, you've always been one of my most sensitive children. You know, you always wanted to people please, and I'm paraphrasing, and put other people before you. But I truly do want you to think about yourself. Don't put this armor on and let it rust. Fine, you know. And then she basically said, but you know, I would hate for you to miss all the labor, you know, all your the reward of your labor. And he was like, what you talking about? And she said, Lord Devlin gonna propose to Penelope. Carla said, what? She said, yeah, you know, Portia told anybody who would listen. And Carla said, that's rather quick. She said, yeah. But you think about it, all right? All right, I love you. I said, that's right, Violet. Put that bong in his ear, friend. Come on. Colin went upstairs and got himself together. I know that much. Baby Colin came down there, got out that goddamn carriage. Fife and them was walking out the door. That was like Bridgerton. What's up? You would come up here fashionably late. Come on with us, friend. We gonna go back down there to White's because ain't nobody got time for real mamas. Baby Colin said, get the fuck out of my way. He didn't say it like that, but the way he pushed dude, that's basically the vibe. Colin was like, if y'all don't get the fuck out of my face, I gotta go get my wife from up out of here. Shit, I gotta go find my old lady, friend. Get the fuck out of my face. So baby Colin got in there, and you know, Penelope and Lord Dublin up there dancing. He basically get ready to propose, and they talking about, you know, the potential of their relationship, and basically how, you know, she does want love, but she would be content with whatever life he basically would give her. So then we see Cressida and, you know, Eloise, they're having a conversation or whatever, and, you know, Eloise just going on and on about, you know, how she not down to get down to marriage and all that shit. Woo, woo, woo. And Colin come walking up into space, and Cressida said, oh, bitch, I know you lying. And Eloise like, yeah, friend, because... And she was like, what? She was like, no, your brother over there get ready to walk up on Penelope and Lord Dublin. She said, you know what, friend, we're going to finish this conversation later, but I'm finna go over here and get my potential husband because your brother trying to get with Penelope. So I'm going to be out, friend. So Colin basically come on and say, excuse me, can I talk to Penelope, please? Thank you. Yep. It ain't gonna take long, friend, I promise. All right. So they get to dancing, and she was like, what the fuck is you doing? He be like, look, you shouldn't marry him. Sir, the fuck? Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He was like, look, I don't think he right for you. I don't care what you think. Okay, he was like, do you know he gonna be gone? She was like, yeah, he gonna be gone for 3 years. She was like, yeah, I know. It takes him a year to get where he going. Like, what the fuck is you doing, Colin? Like, come on now. So they sit there having this argument. Cressida come dance with Lord Dublin. Basically, Cressida puts down with the get down. She was like, child, listen. I always knew they was gonna get together. Lord Dublin said, girl, what? She said, yeah. They been, no, that's not what she said. He was like, yeah, they old friends or whatever. And Lord Dublin was like, what? She was like, yeah, they live across the street from each other. Lord Dublin said, across the street. She said, yeah. This been going on since the day the Featheringtons moved in, child. Yep. I knew it was gonna happen. He was like, across the street. Because 1 + 1 is 2. He ain't no fool, okay? So Colin and Penelope, they started arguing. She was like, look, I already decided I'm going to marry Lord Dublin. And Colin was like, you making a mistake. She's like, no. The only mistake I made was asking you for some goddamn advice. So she got running off behind Lord Dublin. Colin standing there looking stuck in the face. She was like, Lord Dublin, look, I am so sorry about what happened and the ball almost over, but I just need to know, like, what's up? He was like, exactly. What's up? Like, I was wondering who you was looking for all week. I had a feeling you and him may have had a falling out. But now I realize it might be more to what I may have thought what was going on. And she was like, "What you talking about?" He was like, "You and him, y'all got feelings for one another." She was like, "Look, Colin don't want me. I don't know what you talking about, okay? Colin don't want me. I don't want Colin. Like, us being together, that would never happen." And he was like, "I never said nothing about it not being a possibility. I want to know, do you want it to be more than a friendship?" Again, I'm paraphrasing. And she didn't say nothing. He was like, "Good night, Miss Featherington." So he run off and leave. Portia eggy ass show up and say, "Girl, what you done did?" Penelope see what I did. Not am I okay? Not am I alright? Like, you don't give a fuck what I got going on unless I got a Lord's ring on my finger, girl. Fuck you. She didn't say it like that, but that was the sentiment, and she left. We find out that Prudence might be pregnant. Prudence come run over there and say, "Mom, girl, I'm pregnant. Hello? Pay attention to me. We don't give a fuck about what's going on with Penelope, girl. I might be pregnant for real. Okay, I might be pregnant too." Baby Penelope get the fuck out of Dodge, and Colin realized, nah, I gotta go after my old lady. So he leaves. She get in the carriage and she go. He come outside and he basically decides to chase down the carriage. Penelope in the carriage, she upset, she get ready to cry. He like, wait! He opened the door. She like, "Colin, what the fuck you want?" She didn't say it like that, but that was the sentiment. He like, "Let me in. We need to talk." Fine. So he get in, they get to talking. He basically said, "Look, did he propose to you?" And she was like, "Why is that any of your business?" He was like, "It is my business because I care about you and I don't think he's right for you." Now, I don't know if I'm be able to insert the clip here, but I did say in my trailer review, I was wearing the same shirt. And I said, and this wasn't done intentionally, I promise, that I felt like they were going to remix the carriage and have him tell her he didn't approve of her marrying Lord Dublin. I told y'all this. She was right. I told y'all that's what they was going to do. Did I tell you? I told you. And so basically she's like, "Well, because of the scene you caused, he decided not to propose to me and basically felt like you wanted to be with me, and I find that funny and laughable that you would want to be with me, i.e. because of the shit he said last year." And Colin was like, "Well, what if I do have feelings for you?" Penelope said, "Hold up, skirt, pause, bitch, wait, what? You made what?" Colin, don't play with me right now. Don't do this. Because, bitch, for 4.5 years, I wanted to slam across your face, and now you sit here telling me that you possibly want me to slam up across your face? I know this is not what you're telling me. This is what you're telling me? Friend, this is what you're telling me? And he basically got down on his knees and basically told Penelope, "Girl, you all I think about. Like, for the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking about you, dreaming about you. I didn't understand my feelings for you, but I do have feelings for you." And literally, sleep was the only thing that I could feel good about, knowing that that's where I'd find you. And baby Penelope was like, "But we friends." And like, you felt his heart drop when she said that. And I was like, gotcha. He loves her. He loves her. And then she said, "But I do want more. So much more." Baby, y'all already know what happened if you watched it. And I was like, yeah. The first time it happened, y'all, I screamed. I promise you, I screamed. Like, I got my life, okay? I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Somebody put a clip on Tumblr or some shit, I don't know, of the clip without the instrumental to Everything by Pitbull and Neo. And y'all, let me tell you something. Them heavy breathing and kissing and dry hunching and stuff. Yeah. That was real spicy. I'm not even gonna lie. They kept talking about the carriage scene, and granted, it wasn't the carriage scene that everybody's used to from the book, but what they did give us was very much enough. I love the fact that he asked her permission to touch her. And she nodded her head yes. I love every moment of that. I love that with Colin and Anthony season 2 that they made sure they had permission to touch. Okay? Showing a lady all the way she could be seduced. And the way Colin was in there with the... She's... Bitch, listen. Everything. Baby, when they showed up at the house and that man knocked on the door, they was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Kind of like, damn. We couldn't ride around a block a little longer. Oh my god, that shit was so funny. And the fact that they laughed was so Colin and Penelope. And I love the fact that they allowed that to be kept in. And I love the fact that you see these moments where the couples over the last 3 seasons have had these moments where they got to laugh with each other. The friendship of it all. And the most iconic line, when he got out after he fixed up, and he said, for God's sakes, Penelope Feather, are you going to marry me or not? But it was the realization before that, when he just looked at her and he kissed her. It was the look on his face that said, yep, I'm going to marry her. That's my wife. That was everything. Everything, everything, everything. Oh, Lord, I got to blow my nose. But yeah, everything about the carriage was just beautiful. All right, y'all. So that was kind of it. That was kind of all. I'm going to have to do a separate video on my theories, because this was quite long. So I'm probably going to break this up into 2 parts. So let me go ahead and end this right quick. So that's it. That's all, y'all. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell button so you never miss a video when I do upload. And don't forget to share my videos wherever with whoever, so it rocks with your girl. I love you. Bye.